What's going on, everybody? This is Slav's Free Talk DC Reality Check, where we check in at some of the most ridiculous and absurd things that people say about the DCU and DC as a whole. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here. Eyes up here.
Okay, this does not look like this is going to end well. For you guys.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You got me. Who's got?
What's going on, everybody? Glad you could make it to the show today. Glad you can listen in. Like I said at the beginning, this is not your typical Watchtower show. This is DC Reality Check, where we check out some of the most ridiculous takes on the internet when it comes to DC. And, I sit there and I wonder a lot of times when I see a lot of these different posts, these different takes, that is, I wonder, what is it that's causing people to want to so desperately want to hate on the DCU and James Gunn and things like that? Because it really makes very little sense. Very little sense. And it gets me thinking. It really does. It gets me thinking that it boils down to this. There's a minority of an audience known by many as the Snyder Cult, the Snyder Brothers, the Snyder Bros, what have you. And those people are very, very loud. It has drawn so much attention to the fact that they do not like the direction that DC is going in. Does that mean it's wrong? Not really. It's just not what they want. But because of that, it causes so much uproar, so much anger, so much infighting and toxicity that, it's putting bad mark on DC. So people then ask me, Slav, why do you do a show like this? Why do you do a thing where you call out specifically the ridiculous remarks that people make? Well, I do it because it's funny. I like to highlight the idiocy and the lunacy that there is out in the world, because I think it showcases the misinformation, the lies. It highlights that these people really only have one agenda, and that's to not see DC thrive, but to see just the SnyderVerse restored. So that's a lot of times why when I talk about on this specific show, that it turns out to being that it's these Snyder Bros, these Snyder cultists that I end up talking about. And it's unfortunate because I don't always want to call them out, but I feel like if they're not called out, then they're just going to continuously run rampant and throw all this misinformation out there, and enough is enough. That's what I say. Enough is enough. So let's get to it. The first one here comes from Cellular Maine on X. Now, we see the hashtag Fire James Gunn all the time. It's stupid. It's pathetic. It is a really, really dumb hashtag. It should hold no validity to anything. Warner Brothers couldn't care less about what these people are hashtagging online. But this one here is kind of even more ridiculous because they take it to an extent where, from a rumor, from an unreliable person like John Roca. So they're saying that Paradise Lost is reportedly dead. That's coming from John Roca. And this was last week. Now, we understand that a lot of what James Gunn revealed back in 2023, January 23 or something, that a lot of what he highlighted there or showcased was ideas. They weren't completed scripts. They weren't fully fleshed out and thought out ideas. It was more along the lines of, hey, these are the kind of projects we're looking at doing for the DCU. We don't want to stick to the old formula that Marvel did. We don't want to do the formula that the old DCEU was doing. We want to do something different. We want to take a look at the past, the present, the future. We want to take a look at more grounded takes of characters. We want some horror aspects. We want some really cool things, different takes, very heavily based on what the filmmaker is looking for. So when Paradise Lost was announced, it kind of made sense because it's like, okay, they're going to take a look at this, the past, see where Wonder Woman came from. Yeah, well, sure, we got a bit of that in the Wonder Woman films that came out in the DCEU, but when you think about it, we shouldn't be jumping right into a Wonder Woman movie. I get that. Made sense at the time. This was kind of the next best thing. However, because they were unable to get a script and things and what have you, James Gunn wants to make sure that everything is perfect. They get a perfect script. They get a perfect this, a perfect that. He wants to make sure everything is good to go before they greenlight officially a film. Well, here we sit. A cellular man, which I'm sure if we take a look hard enough on his thread, on his timeline here, I'm sure we'll find some Zack Snyder stuff. I'm sure. Maybe not. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, he wants James Gunn fired because of a rumor. Because of the fact that, well, Paradise Lost may or may not be happening. That's just pathetic. That is truly, truly pathetic. Like, come on, people. Use your brain. Let the man work. If people called for the firing of Kevin Feige with every project that didn't get completed with the MCU that he talked about or announced, and then and officially announced, a lot of those projects that never came to fruition were officially announced or got changed or turned into something different or things like that. Come on, guys. It's pathetic. It really, truly is pathetic. Emo Nerd Girl stops by, says, hello, what's going on, Emo? Glad to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. Next up is the fun one of the day. Okay, guys. So this one, this came courtesy of Just a Guy. He's a member of the channel. He loves to send me things that he finds all the time. Look, I tell you guys all the time, I do not go out looking for watching these other YouTubers. I don't go watch them. But this one here, Just a Guy sent this to me, and he kind of explained to me what was going on with this. First and foremost, he said that he went to this video because he follows him. He watched the video, and when he was watching it, he noticed something, that the person was being insincere. He wasn't giving the full source and the full message of what he was, quote unquote, reporting on. So Just a Guy did his own little research, found that it isn't all that it's supposed to be. When he called him out for it in his comment section of the video, his comment disappeared. So he did it again. He commented again. Comment disappeared. So he reached out to me and told me all about this and said, you need to call him out on a video. So here I go. Before I do that, though, Movie Talk Now is in here, says, yo, what's going on, Movie Talk? Glad to see you here. All right, guys, I'm sorry I do this to you. So coming from courtesy of my review, Aaron Fisher, he, on a video of his recently, talked about Netflix CEO drops bombshell promise, will bring your hero back. So let's see exactly what he says.
And yes,
let me know if
this would be in regards to Henry Cavill, but there are also rumors out there that Netflix is getting ready to do a Batman movie with Zack Snyder direct.
So Netflix is getting ready to do a Batman movie With Zack Snyder? Oh, that's interesting.
Ben Affleck in a Batman film. Now, personally, if I had a choice, that's what I would do, because I will tell you the Batman scenes in Batman versus Superman, holy crap.
Holy crap. That's not the best part, though. Let's see if I can jump up a little bit here. Right here. This is what I'm talking about here.
Old comments from Netflix leadership sparked fresh excitement. Fans believe a possible partnership with DC could open the door
So this is
for a
coming
major
from
reboot.
a
The idea of bringing
Facebook
back a beloved
called
hero feels
Screen
powerful,
Brief.
emotional, and full of promise. At the center of the rumors is Henry Cavill returning as Superman. His calm strength, heroic presence, and dedication to the role made him unforgettable. Many viewers still connect his version with hope, discipline, and quiet confidence.
Couldn't tell you when they said
While
this.
nothing is officially confirmed, the pieces seem to be aligning. Industry whispers, fan reactions, and studio silence are all feeding the momentum. You can almost feel the anticipation building across social media. If this comeback happens,
You can almost feel the momentum, or you can almost feel the anticipation building across social media. From a small section of fans, sure. But I like this here. It says, if this comeback happens. So, first it says, speculations is exploding after bold comments from Netflix leadership sparked fresh excitement. There is no source that says that there's these quotes. Like, there's no source. Like, I have not seen any source for that. So thank you, Aaron, for showing that or asking that. And it says that there's going to be bringing back Henry Cavill. And then it says nothing is officially confirmed. The pieces seem to be aligning with industry whispers, fan reactions, and studio silence. If this comeback happens,
it could reshape the superhero landscape overnight. A new chapter may begin with legacy, renewal, and renewed faith in iconic storytelling. And that is in regards to the picture I just showed you. So yes, Netflix is promising a hero's return.
wait a minute. You just read the thing that I read, right? Speculation. If this comeback happens, nothing is official. But just a few seconds ago,
Yes, Netflix is promising a hero's return. But there was also something that happened on Capitol Hill.
so he takes this little clip snippet from Facebook and shares it as proof that the SnyderVerse is coming back. Oh, look, I decided to go and find this on Facebook for all of you. Actually, just a guy sent me the link, but that's okay. And if you take a look at his video, do you see where it's cut off? Iconic storytelling, and that's where it cuts off. He cuts it off right at the end there, iconic storytelling. However, there is more to it than that. After the faith in iconic storytelling, what do we see here? Source. This is what the source says. Entertainment insider reports and streaming industry speculation. Speculation. Insider reports? Okay, let's see how legitimate this screen brief is with insider reports. So let's just take a look. All right, because look at all these posts that they make every single day. Okay, look at them. It's nuts. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely nuts. Okay, so you take a look. Then let's just scroll a little bit, because you're going to see some of them, as I've stated in the past when I've talked about something like Cosmic Book News. What these type of sites and these type of outlets will do is they will actually share legitimate news. They will give real news, real actual news. So whenever they put in the bullshit, then it all makes sense. So here we are. It's let's see, where's a good one here? Where's that? Because there's some really, really funny ones here. Let's see. Okay, here's this. That's the fan concept. Where's it at here? Man, I can't find it now. Come on. I should have pulled it up and not just thought that I could find it myself so easily. Oh, here it is. Captain Atom 2026, Chris Hemsworth, Henry Cavill clash in Atomic Showdown. First trailer for Captain Atom introduces scientists. Like, what? What are you talking about? Like, this is the kind of crap that they put in there. They put this kind of stuff in to make people think that it's legit, like things are actually happening. Let's see. Where else? Oh, this one. There it is. This is the one I want to talk about. Evil Superman vs. Thanos 2026 DCEU MCU crossover Ultimate Showdown. And again, source, fan community rumors, crossover speculation. They just post this crap in hopes that people click on them so they get some clicks. I mean, that's all it is. It's just getting clicks. That's what they want. It's pathetic. And Aaron, who is supposed to be your source for DC knowledge, like that's what he wants to, that's what he promotes himself is, hey, come watch me. I will give you all the DC news that you need. Gets fooled by an outlet like Screen Brief. Like, come on. Now, I would say, okay, if it was just this one time, give him some credit. Give him some credit. But this isn't the first time. Discussing film. Oh, no, that's not Discussing Film. That is a parody site or a parody account trying to act as Discussing Film. Said Tom King is set to make his directorial debut with DCU's Wonder Woman. The script is previously reported being written by Anna Naguaria. Aaron Fisher retweeted or reshared this, said, I already miss Patty Jenkins, shaking my head. So he believed it. He fell for another fake account. The guy that is supposed to be a source for DC news, a trusted person that you should go to, at least in his regard, like, come watch me because I won't give you the bullshit. That's what he says. So how can you trust somebody who constantly gets had by these con men, these terrible, ridiculous con men clickbait sites? It's sad. It's pathetic. Now, don't get me wrong. It all gets us. This stuff gets us all the time. We see something in passing real quick. We get excited. But there's a difference between someone like you who is just a viewer, who is a consumer who clicks on the links and then goes and wants to get more information and clicks on my channel, on John Campea, on Christian Harloff, on DC's channel, on this or that. Like, there's a difference between you and us over here who are making the content for you. It's our job to make sure what we talk about is legit. Now, are we always going to get it right? No. But when something is so obviously this bad, you kind of just don't share it. You don't talk about it. Now, I know what he'll probably say. I was making a joke because of how ridiculous this sounds. Dude, if this was the first time, sure, maybe we could believe you. But this isn't the first time you've gotten had by one of these sites, by one of these accounts. And it's a sad, sad day. It really is. Over here, we got Shaggy Bink says, yeah, let's bring back a failed universe with a cuckold Superman, the race-swapped Cyclone, Wonder Woman, Black Adam, Aquaman, Perry White, Deadshot, etc., the abuser, Amber Heard. Oh, and let's not forget the visionary that knows very little about DC, Zack Snyder. Keep coping, Snyder Bros. Although the Gun Bros ain't much better, the only things they got going for them in his universe is that it hasn't failed yet. Maybe one day we'll get a good DC universe, but until then, we have to deal with all the failures and what we have now. No, that's not fair. I like what Gunn's doing so far, and I also liked what Zack Snyder did. But hey, to each his own. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Aaron says it's pure clickbait, and indeed it is. And he also said he missed the username. Yeah, but he's supposed to catch that stuff. He's supposed to catch it. Review Flicks over on X says Ben Affleck looking hench once again. What's he bulking up for? Ben Affleck, Batman, restore the Snyderverse. I like this guy here. No, man, and you're talking to an Affleck movie expert here. Kind of this from the way back movie. New pictures have been released show Ben Affleck with a 12-pack of beer on set of his upcoming film, Torrance. That is from his movie, that he's on set for, and people are sharing it like, oh, look, he's big and guys, this is the ridiculousness. This is the idiocy that we're seeing over and over and over again. It's sad. It is, oh man. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to say about this kind of stuff. It is crazy. They see Ben Affleck and they're like, oh my God, he's back. He's Batman. He's back. Oh my God, he's back. No, he's not. All right. Finally, we got this stuff here, which, if you ask me, this C-Dance 2.0 stuff has been crazy the last couple weeks, where we've been seeing it. And I've talked about AI myself quite a bit, where I look at it as a tool that can be utilized. I know there's some people who feel that AI is a threat to livelihood and a threat to everything else and creativity and such. Personally, I look at it as a tool. It's no different than what happened in the 70s and 80s with the improvements of special effects with, say, Star Wars, where the special effects just started to take a massive leap. People sit there and say, oh, it's going to get rid of people's jobs. People's jobs are going to be eliminated because of AI. Well, same thing happened with special effects from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, 2000, so on and so forth. As computers, as any industry adapts and gets new technology, jobs get eliminated. That's just the way it is. Let's also take a look back years and years ago when people used to be lumberjacks and all they had was an axe and they would have to cut down trees with an axe. And then came the saw and it made things much quicker to cut down a tree. And then came the power saw and then you had the chainsaw and then you had this. And every little thing would just continuously adapt and get better, and it would eventually eliminate jobs. Is that fair? No. But just get good at your job and make yourself indispensable, and then you won't lose your job. However, people love to sit there and say that AI is going to be the death of creativity. Look, I've used AI. I dabble with AI all the time. It helps me with a lot of things. Do I sit there and utilize AI for every single part of my life? No. Do I sit there and take AI and say, I'm going to take this and I'm going to sell what AI made as my own? No. Because I think there are certain boundaries that you have to take. There are certain boundaries you have to take. However, when we're talking about the Snyder fandom in particular, the Snyder fandom fought for the Snyder Cut from 2017 to 2020. Around the 2020 mark, give or take, months, they also added into that artistic integrity because they felt that Zack Snyder deserved to finish his vision. It's all about the artist, artistic integrity. Let the artist do their work. Okay, I can get behind that. I'm all for the artist being able to fulfill their vision if they have the opportunity to do it. I also understand that in Hollywood, you have studios, and studios are there to make money. And if the studio doesn't feel like they can make money, then they move on from you, and you don't get to fulfill your vision. That's just a part of how the industry works. But again, I'm all for people promoting and pushing and hoping for people to get their vision put across. So over the years, we've seen a lot of different people attempt and showcase, whether it's hand-drawn, whether it's through editing, clips from Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Zack Snyder's Justice League, kind of make their own jumbled mess of, hey, if we continue the SnyderVerse, this is what it could look like, or this is what it could be. Well, with AI now and C-Dance, people have taken it to another level. Seen here. As you can see, this from C-Dance is Henry Cavill's Superman fighting Darkseid. Okay, it's kind of cool. I mean, you can definitely tell it's not real life, but again, are we wanting real life here? No, they're playing with a tool. They're playing with a tool. But that's not all. We also see this. Ben Affleck's Batman fighting Deathstroke. And again, looks good. I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't look good. I think it looks cool. Again, AI is fun to play with. It's fun to play with. It's cool to get a concept. It's cool to utilize to help improve your ideas. I get it. So yeah, it looks cool. Not bad. But then this is where things get interesting. This person, the Orion on X, says, if they will not restore the SnyderVerse, then we will. Oh, I hope you like that cease and desist letter that you eventually get. It says, don't worry, one way or another, the SnyderVerse will be back. We will use the new ways. And shows an example, or not example, but I guess an example, but of, I guess this is AI, not done very well. But with the new Sea Dance stuff, you see people getting excited. I was not expecting that. We'll keep dreaming and wishing because when dreams are not happening, homie, cut some ass, find a better calling. I love that. I know you won't seek help. I promise you, Zach probably wouldn't approve using AI. There we go. Now, Zach would probably not approve on the idea of them taking his story, stealing his story, putting it to AI, and creating the story with, say, Sea Dance, utilizing his ideas, his vision. Are you fans not the ones who fought for artistic integrity? This goes against artistic integrity fully, and it's pathetic. Orion then says, Zach never said that he doesn't like tech. There's no reason to assume that he is a pussy. Well, no, you're right. The thing with Zach, though, is he does like to push the bar, and I'm sure he's somebody that would love to see the advancements in technology to help him create his art. But for you, Orion, to take this stuff and try and create your own version of his story to complete it, well, doesn't that go against everything you fought for? The artistic integrity? Like that's the sad part about all of this. And we see this time and time again. These people just don't seem to understand. Like, they have become clowns of themselves. They sit there and they promote and act like they're holier than thou and they are the greatest thing since sliced bread and this and that. But in the grand scheme of things, they're hypocrites because all they want is what they want. Be damned what Zack Snyder wants to do. Be damned what Zack Snyder's plan is. Be damned anything about Zack. It's what they want. It's never been about the artist. It's never been about that. They refuse to acknowledge how the industry works. They refuse to acknowledge Zack Snyder himself on multiple occasions saying, I closed the book. I closed that chapter of my life. I've moved on. And not only has he said it, but he has shown it. He went to Netflix. Now he made another movie. Now he wants to make this UFC movie. Now he wants to do this. He's not sitting there waiting and hoping and praying that he gets to make the SnyderVerse. No, he has moved on. No, he's not going to sit there and say it. Oh, but what about all the pictures he posts on Instagram? Well, I've already talked about that, guys. Go find some of my other shows. Because he does that because he knows you all click. He knows that you can't let go. He knows that you can't help it. That's the problem. And it's sad. It is so sad. Like, to be that obsessed with a human being, then to not even care about what he wants, but only care about what you want. Like, the delusion, the lunacy, I don't know. Are you mentally retarded? Like, I have to ask that. All of you people, are you mentally retarded because of the way you act when it comes to Zack Snyder? It baffles me. And I wouldn't sit here and say this had I not been part of that fandom. I was part of that fandom and I came out of it. I came out of that fandom because I started to see the lunacy. I started to see that people were insane, having ridiculous takes, ridiculous angles. But is it going to change? Probably not. It should, but it's probably not going to. I, for one, just want to see DC thrive. That's all I want to see. And I'm excited about what James Gunn's doing, and I'm excited to see what he brings. Is it all going to be perfect? No, but neither was what was going on in the DCEU. Neither what was Zack Snyder had planned. It wasn't all great, because nothing is ever perfect. So you move forward, and you hope for the best. And, hey, you might like some, you might not. But to act like this, to go against everything that you pushed for and acted like you were fighting for, is so hypocritical, so pathetic. And honestly, I don't know why you guys, many of you guys, put up with it at all. Anyways, that's been DC Reality Check for today. I will have another episode up soon, don't worry. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit subscribe. With all that said, I'll catch you all later.